Hello there, foodies. Welcome back to Spoon Feed, where we explore the world of culinary delights. Today, we have something truly special in store for you. We're going to dive into the realm of classic French cuisine and create a mouth-watering Vichyssoise soup, also known as the potato and leek soup. But before we jump right into the recipe, let's take a moment to appreciate the rich history and origins of Vichyssoise. Picture this, it's a hot summer day in the early 20th century, and a French chef named Louis Diat seeks a way to enjoy his beloved potato soup without feeling overwhelmed by the heat. Inspired by his childhood memories of his mother's potato and leek soup, Chef Diat decides to serve it cold, a daring innovation at the time, and thus the Vichyssoise was born. First, let's prep our ingredients. We're going to begin with 7 leeks. For this recipe, we're going to cut the leeks from the bottom where it just begins to turn green, and that's the part we're going to use in our soup. I use the rest of it to create flavor to our vegetable stock that we're going to add later. Leeks are notorious for having dirt between them and will need a thorough rinsing. We're going to divide our leeks in half and then follow by slicing them thinly. Cutting them this fine will help us saute them more evenly, which means we will develop all the more flavor in the pan. Once we've got all of our leeks chopped, let's rinse them thoroughly by putting them in a bowl of cold water. This isn't ice cold water but just cold water from the tap. Get in there with your hands and give this a thorough rinse. Let's move on to our potatoes. I have 5 small to medium sized russet potatoes. These are the ones I found at my grocery store. If you find large russet potatoes which are common, use 2 of them. Once we have our potatoes peeled, let's chop them into bite-sized pieces. Again, I insist on the small cut for getting all the potatoes to cook simultaneously and evenly. With varying sizes, this can become challenging and you can end up with some pieces cooked more or less than the others. Our first step is to saute the leeks in a tablespoon of butter, which will allow their sweet, delicate flavor to shine through, after which I'm going to add in 3 cloves of garlic through a garlic crusher. Saute this for a couple of minutes. As the garlic and leeks soften, they release their aroma and the kitchen fills with an irresistible fragrance. Once our leeks are tender, it's time to add the liquid that will transform this into a delicious soup. Traditionally, we would use chicken stock, but today we'll make a vegetarian version using a flavorful vegetable stock. Give this a quick mix, and now it's time to introduce our potatoes to the equation. They'll bring a rich, creamy texture to our soup, giving it that luxurious finish. I'm going to season the soup at this step with a little bit of salt and freshly ground black pepper. Give this a stir and allow this to simmer till the potatoes are cooked. This took me about 15 to 20 minutes on low to medium heat. After 15 to 20 minutes on a gentle simmer, our soup is now ready to be transformed into a velvety masterpiece. We'll use our trusty blender to achieve that smooth, luscious consistency. Blend this on low to achieve the perfect consistency. While blending, I'm now going to add 1 cup of cream while blending continuously. Again, have the blender speed on low to avoid splattering this all over. I've learned from that mistake on behalf of myself and you. I did give this a taste and felt it needed just a little bit more of salt and black pepper. You can taste this yourself and adjust the seasoning accordingly. Give this one final blend to have all the seasoning incorporated. And finally, our Vichyssoise is ready. This is traditionally served cold, so I do recommend chilling it for a couple of hours in the fridge before serving it, but I do like it warm, or I couldn't wait for a couple of hours. You decide which is the truth. Now for the final touches, I'm going to sprinkle it with some finely chopped chives, and last but not the least, a drizzle of olive oil. This Vichyssoise was absolutely delicious. The flavors of the sautéed leeks and creamy potatoes are perfectly balanced, creating a soup that is both comforting and refreshing. The silky texture dances on the plate while the subtle hints of herbs and spices elevate each spoonful to new heights of culinary delights. I hope you enjoyed this journey into the heart of French cuisine and the creation of this incredible soup. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join our food loving community. Thank you for joining me today.